Today on the channel we return to Crispin's tomb. This is a grave world on the very edge of the Segmentum Solar where the greatest heroes of the Imperium have been laid to rest. There are no towns or cities in this place. Instead, you have millions upon millions of sanctuaries and tombs stretching from horizon to horizon. And here in this place, High Marshal Pellius of Cadia was laid to rest 3,000 years ago, one of the greatest heroes from Cadia, one of only two Cadians to be granted the honour of being buried at Crispin's tomb. I bet some of you can guess who the other Cadian might be. And unfortunately, Crispin's tomb is being overrun by a splinter of Hive Fleet Kraken, which has broken away from the main thrust. Kraken has already attacked Crispin's tomb, and in a previous battle report you can find on the back catalogue, I went up against the Highland 33rd and the brave Praetorian 95th, but now we are swarming down towards the tomb of High Marshal Pellius, and the Cadians will not let it fall. So quite simply, we're doing a 2,000 point attack and defend narrative mission. There's no first blood, no line breaker, no slay the warlord. I simply must take the tomb and the Cadians must hold it. So we're using the statue as the objective marker in the middle of the table. All the standard rules for the objectives count, so long as you're within 3 inches of the center of that. And as per the standard narrative rules, the attackers will be deploying first, the defenders deploying second, and the attackers will be going first unless the Cadians manage to seize the initiative. I've got an 18-inch deployment zone. There's 24 inches of no man's land, and the Cadians can be deployed up to 32 inches, right up to the barrier here. It'll be interesting to see whether they decide to go this far forward, worried about first turn charges, or pull back a little bit first, which will allow the Tyranids to come a bit further up the battle grid. So quite simply, there'll be a Tyranid swarm racing down towards this tomb, trying to rip apart the Cadian gun lines. It should be glorious. It should be, the Cadians doing what they do, standing firm and firing las round after las round as the swarm comes blitzing down towards them. Really looking forward to it. Battle mat is from gamemat.eu, and these pre-painted ruins here are also from gamemat.eu. And so leading the Cadians, the brave 317th is James. Say hi, James.
Hello.
You're a Warhammer hero. Look at that. Mm-hmm. And you're a hero. Why are you a hero?
So the hero scheme, basically you get nominated by people within the community.
Yes.
I received a few nominations a few years, last year I think it was, to Games Workshop, and it was for services to the community. I had bought an army of a commission painter that belonged to one of my friends, Tom Van End, who sadly passed away before the commission was finished. I paid for the commission to be finished, then bought the army, and then donated it to the store for our gaming community to use. So that's why I was nominated and awarded a Warhammer hero.
Nice. And you also run a gaming club and things like that, and do tournaments and leagues and
many things.
You're well in the community.
Well in, yeah.
We were talking off camera, and your workload is almost as heavy as mine.
Almost, not quite. Yes, that's right. I'm one of the founding members of a gaming club called the Outriders MK, which is based out of Facebook. We are home in a wargaming store called War Games Workshop Milton Keynes. Invite all of you to come and have a look on our Facebook page. We run tournaments and leagues throughout the year for all levels of play.
Outriders MK.
The Outriders, as in the detachment Outriders.
Brilliant. So if I've managed to press the right number of buttons, there'll be something running along the bottom of the screen now. And you've been to tournaments and things?
I have, yes. I attended Battlefield Birmingham in September last year.
Okay.
Went to London GT. I've done some Battle Brothers. Won a Battle Brothers a couple of years back. And lots of local tournaments as well. Do
you mainly play with Imperial Guard?
At the moment, yes. In 7th edition, I was running a lot of Necrons, but
right.
Guard have been the most consistent army.
They're doing well, aren't they, as well, in 8th?
Annoyingly, yes, because it means every Tom, Dick and Harry has them.
Right,
so
okay.
You go from being sort of one of very few to one of many.
But you know what you're doing then?
We'll see. We'll see. I'd like to think so. I've had a lot of experience with them over the years, so I've got no excuses today. If I make mistakes, it's all on me.
And this sanctuary must not fall for Cadia. Is it true that the planet broke before the Guard did?
The planet didn't break. That is a malicious lie. It's
Cadian
actually still there.
stands.
It's actually still there.
Brilliant. Right, let's go and check out these armies. Right, this is 1999 points of Hive Fleet Kraken. That means I can fall back and still charge. I roll 3d6 when I'm advancing and picking the highest. And in a previous battle report versus the Death Watch, which you may have seen, if you haven't seen, I encourage you to check it out. About a month ago, 2 months ago on the channel, there was a Tyranid Prime that held up an entire flank all on his own and stopped my back lines getting overrun. And we named him at the time Kevin. And the battle prowess of Kevin has been reconstituted, re-assimilated into the hive mind and has spawned my Swarm Lord, Kevin. So hashtag KenWatch. Let's see how he gets on. Kevin will not be my warlord because even though he was an absolute boss, he hasn't shown any leadership prowess yet, but he has learned some psychic powers. I'm giving him Catalyst and Psychic Scream, and he'll be using his sword-wielding expertise to the table for the first time. My Warlord will be the Neurothrope, who's got an 18-inch synapse range because I'm giving him the Warlord trait Synaptic Linchpin. So these two guys have got an 18-inch synapse range. The Broodlord 12-inch synapse range, which means that Tyranid units within range of synapse don't take morale, which is good. The Broodlord's got Onslaught, the Neurothrope has got the Horror, everyone here has got Smite as well. And we'll be charging down to what I'm mainly interested to see what happens to Kevin. New Model Syndrome, he might get blown off the table, and particularly in the last battle report, holding up an entire flank on his own, doing terribly, terribly well. Probably means in this battle he'll do terribly, terribly badly. But, hashtag KevinWatch. So, minuses to hit. I've given him Chameleonic Mutation, which means he's a character who can't be targeted, but if he is the closest model, it'll be -1 to hit him. And I've brought a unit of Venom Thropes along, and any Tyranid unit within 6 inches, it's -1 to hit them. So basically target the Venom Thropes first, but I'm sure you know that. And Screamer Killers have a natural -1 to hit because of their Spore Cyst. Now, I wouldn't normally be so cheeky to bring Venom Thropes along to a guard fight. However, I've got a long way to go, and I'm facing lots and lots and lots and lots of guns. So I need everything that I can help to get me up the table. Broodlords and Gene Stealers can move, advance, and still charge. So I've got a unit of 10 and a unit of 14 Gene Stealers. They're quite nippy. Talking about speed, I decided to bring along a unit of Raveners as well. They've all got Scything Talons, and they move 12. They're very nippy as well. Raveners aren't very good because they've only got a 5-up save and 3 wounds. But because of their speed and because I need to get down and despoil this tomb, I thought I would bring them along. A full unit of Neurothropes. I've given them a Psychic Screen and Smite. As long as there's 4 or more in the unit, I can cast 2 Psychic Powers. Tyrannifex with Acid Spray. Tyrannifex with Rupture Cannon. That's the one that auto hits. It's like a Flamer, but meaner. That's the one that isn't like a Flamer at all. It's like a big las cannon. And then 58 little bugs. So what we're looking at here is a screen, a swarm of little bugs chasing up the table. The bigger bugs coming in like a wrecking ball. Psychic Might flashing out here, there, and everywhere. But I'm going to be facing an absolute wall of guardsmen. Let's go and check out the Astra Militarum. Right, this is 2,000 points worth of Imperial Guard using the Cadian Doctrine, which means if they stand still, they reroll hit rolls of 1.
That's correct, yes.
Nice. And they were close to the system of Crispin's Tomb when the call out went out for aid from the Praetorian 95th and the Highland 33rd. So they gathered up what resources they could. So we've got 3 big squads of conscripts. There was a Talon tank, which these guardsmen appropriated in their last fight and haven't painted in the correct colours yet. And some Scions were on board the transports at the time. So they've cobbled together what forces they've could and raced to the system to defend the Holy Tomb of High Marshal Pellius. And we have a brigade, a battalion, and something else.
No, we've got a brigade, which is all of this.
Yes.
And the battalion of Scions, which are supporting us today.
Which gives you many, 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 many command points to play with.
That will still be gone turn 2.
But in narrative, you can re-roll and do another re-roll and do another re-roll. Right, Warlord for the army. Who are we looking at?
So this is General Barker, my warlord here. Once got into a fight with Magnus and lived, so he's done all right for himself.
Did he?
And he commands the 317th Regiment, which, as you said, has been pressed into service. Would you like me to run through whatever he does?
So when you say he got into a fight with Magnus and lived, does that mean Magnus didn't live?
He did actually take the last wound off Magnus and send him back to the war.
What
which
a
is
hero.
why he's been upgraded to carry a bolt gun as a thank you from me for doing something very heroic.
General Barker.
And he has led my army for about 2 years since then.
Clearly, Kevin versus Barker is the fight that must happen.
It's actually the right fight to have as well.
Right, okay. Yeah, so what are we looking at?
So I've got a lot of troop choices. We'll start with the brigade here. We've got 2 units of conscripts who have been appropriated from a prison ship. The units of 25, conscripts, of course, toughness 3, leadership 4, hit on 5, so they're pretty vulnerable. We've got some midshipmen that were pressed into service as well to make up some numbers. There's 30 of these guys that have been pulled from their orbital post to help me.
Okay.
We've got another company commander here with a bolt gun and a synthetic arm. And the other part of my HQ detachment is, of course, the 3 Lehman Russ battle tanks sat at the back here. 2 have got battle cannons, 1 has a Punisher cannon. They're all equipped with plasma cannons on their sponsons, and the Cadian pattern ones have las cannons. The Talon one has a heavy bolter.
You're giving them all plasma?
Yeah.
That's an interesting choice. Not a lot of people bring plasma. A lot of people go for the full bolter loadout.
Yes, a lot of people do. It's only an extra 4 points now to put extra plasma on it. So
well, why wouldn't you?
Why wouldn't you give it a go? Yeah, and self-harming is, with plasma is an age-old tradition.
You don't have to overcharge them, though, do you? You can just fire them normally.
You don't have to, but it's kind of implied.
But if you stand still, re-roll and hit rolls of 1, you're probably not going to kill yourself if you overcharge them.
Absolutely.
Anyway.
This chap also has a little storm bolter on the top there,
cool.
Just to give himself a bit of personal defence.
Tank commanders here?
They are tank commanders, yeah. They can issue an order each.
All 3 of them?
Correct.
Brilliant.
Only really to themselves, obviously, because there's 3 of them. They hit on 3s and a toughness 8.
So what I see then is the 317th obviously must have suffered a bit of a kick-in a previous fight. Cadia stands, and they've gathered together as many conscripts as they can and mustered up the tanks from the tank pool that they can, and only the commanders are left there to man these tanks. I like it. Who else is in the HQ? I see a commissar over here.
Yeah, the commissar is actually an elite choice. These are my elites here. We've got a commissar with a bolt pistol and a power sword.
Yes.
We have just a platoon commander who can issue an order.
Yep.
So he's good for following conscripts. And a little astropath who can issue 1 psychic power return, which will probably be mental fortitude, which goes off on a 4 and allows the conscripts to be fearless. It just makes them, otherwise the conscripts are leadership 4 and they do struggle unless they're supported by the commissar here. We also have 3 infantry squads of Onyx Guard, which are just the guard for my regiment. They are all guardsmen infantry squads. They have a plasma gun and a las cannon in each squad. So there's 3 squads of those, and they're backed up by their mortar buddies. So we've got 3 mortars in each squad backing them up just to give them a bit of fire support.
Cool.
Fast attack choice, we have 3 scout sentinels with multi-lasers who like to run around and get into fights with things. Don't normally win them, but they doesn't stop them.
No.
And last but not least, we have a wyvern here with a heavy bolter. That's a heavy support choice.
Wyvern.
Yes.
In America known as a wyvern.
Wyvern.
Brilliant.
Yeah, it's a mortar tank. One of my favourite models actually in the guard range, and it's pretty awesome.
It's only strength 4 shells, but re-rolling the wound. Those shatter shells are mean.
They can do a lot of damage if you leave it for too long.
Digging through lots of little bugs is exactly the type of weaponry you need to bring.
Absolutely, yeah. And they're quite good against monsters as well if they're toughness 7, because re-rolling to wound, you can pink some wounds onto things sometimes.
Cool.
We've also managed to appropriate some stormtroopers here who have a Torx Prime with autocannons and a missile launcher. We have 3 squads. This squad has 2 plasma cannons. And this squad, I believe, someone there has a hotshot volley gun. This is just a standard squad. And then we have a command squad with 4 hotshot volley guns. They have 4 shots each.
I like it.
Strength 4, AP1 is 2, 1 damage. And then our 2 Tempesta Primes, 1 with a bolt pistol, 1 with a staff, which allows him to issue an additional order.
I imagined when the 317th asked these scions who were on the bridge or on the ship whether they wanted to step foot on the holy planet of Crispin's tomb, they just jumped at the chance. So we have waves and waves of infantry to get through. And some big nasty guns in the backfield. 1 minute, warlord traits and relics. So General Barker, barking out orders, is your warlord. What's
his warlord trait is the Master of Command, which allows him to issue an additional order. And his relic is the Laurels of Command, which allows him to issue a second order to the same infantry unit on a 4+.
Brilliant.
So can make conscripts, for example, could give them reroll to hit if they hadn't moved, or reroll 1s if they have moved, and then give them reroll 1s to wound as a second order. That would require some pretty amazing rolls.
No, yeah, but I really like the idea that this is a guy that has stood up to Magnus at some point in his career, and clearly he's very good at issuing orders. And clearly, well, yes, he's a general as well.
Super bossy as well. Super bossy.
Super bossy. Shouting here, there, and everywhere. Hold the line. Right, let's go on to deployment. And we're deployed for this 2,000 point narrative game between Tyranids and the Astra Militarum, between the brave defenders of the tomb of High Marshal Pellius. It must not fall. Cadia stands, right?
Cadia stands, always.
Nice. And what you've done is there's 2 units of conscripts.
Yes, that's right. Our midshipmen are deployed just at the front here with their green overalls on, and then the orange overalls start from here and work our way. That's our conscript blob, and then there's another one just here. And
that guy fell off.
Guardman just decided to hang himself to face the fury of Kraken. So our commissar in the middle is going to be trying to rally people not to die. The commanders behind will shout orders at everyone else.
Okay, last cannons
for the Emperor.
Yep, last cannons teams, mortar teams. We have the Wyvern back there.
Hiding around the back here, it doesn't need line of sight for its main gun.
Tank 1, Tank 2, Tank 3 over there. The Taurox is here, and these brave Tempestus Scions are coming in from grav shoot insurgents, so they're being dropped in from Valkyries from high above.
We'll see. Depends on how the battle's going. They might stay there.
They could potentially drop in here if you need to bolster your lines, but if they see some chinks in the Tyranid armour, that works. They could drop in from behind if they so wish. So what I've done is I've put a big swarm of bugs down. The Venom Thropes are here with their bubble, and so are the Gene Stealers, and so is the Broodlord, and so is the Carnifexes. So there's some severe nomming on this side of the battle line, and on this side of the battle line is my Psychic Power, and the Raveners, and the shooty stuff. And looking across the table, if you manage to steal the initiative, this could be very painful.
It would be very painful, yeah.
However, if I go first and manage to come crashing in against the Cadian lines, then all I'm going to be doing in turn 1 is eating the midshipmen who have been called out of their bunks from their navy posting, and some conscripts. I won't be getting to any of the meat in turn 1, and then hopefully. So let's grab a dice and let's figure out. I've got one here. Look. Let's see if you manage to deploy correctly and steal the initiative. Stealing's bad. That's a 1.
Opposite. Still in bed.
Still in bed. Right. Let's go on to Tyranids. Turn 1. Right, here we are after the Tyranid movement phase. Basically everything advanced, except for the Tyrannifex with the Rupture Cannon. He stood still, so he can fire twice. And the Tyrannifex with the Acid Spray, he just moved forward. So he can fire all of his guns once. 7 abilities, so as long as they stay still, they can fire all their weapons twice, which is nice. Pretty much everything else advanced. Gene Stealers and Swarm Lord and Carnifexes all advancing up the table. Now, Gene Stealers and Broodlords can charge after they advanced, and as we can see, rolling 3d6 for Hive Fleet Kraken and getting that magic 6 on top of their incredible move means I'm close. I'm very close.
Yes, there's going to be a population drop after this match in my fleet.
So these midshipmen probably wanted to stay scrubbing pots and cleaning the floors and things like that, but instead they find themselves here on this bug planet, this ugly planet, this holy planet. It's not a bug planet yet. A holy planet defending this tomb. Right, I need to really think about the psychic phase. So let's do that. Right, my Neurothrope, the Warlord, is out of smite range, but Horror is 24-inch range. Let's put it on this squad here, because I'm going to try and nom on the other squad. I need a 6. That's a fail, so they're not horrified anyway. That would have been -1 for them to hit, but conscripts hit on
5s. So it would have been minimal difference.
Okay. The not neurothropes, zoanthropes. Their smite range is 24 inches, so they will smite, and that's a pass. And because there's a unit of 6, they do D3 mortal wounds +3 to this for 6 mortal wounds. Ouch. Then I had a big think, because Kevin's got Catalyst, and I could put Catalyst on him, or I could put some Catalyst on some Gene Stealers, which ignores damage on a 5-up. And the Gene Stealers are going to be way up the table, but also Kevin is standing there swinging his swords around all over the place saying, look at me, look at me. It's like putting a big target on his chest. So, yeah, but my gut is saying Gene Stealers, and that's the bigger squad of Gene Stealers. So let's put Catalyst on them. I need a 6. That passes, so they're going to ignore wounds on a 5-up. Where is your astropath?
He is over here.
Okay, so
standing by the tomb.
Okay, good. Guarding the tomb. Gateway to the tomb. But so you're too far away to deny that. The other thing he's got is Psychic Scream. I need a 5. That passes, does D3 mortal wounds. 1 mortal wound on a midshipman.
Okay.
Next up, I have Onslaught. So Kevin advanced, so he can't charge unless I get Onslaught on him. I need a 6. That's a fail. Let's re-roll that one. Command point. That's a pass. Kevin can charge. Right, opening up the shooting phase. He's got Hive Commander ability, which means in the shooting phase he can move and advance again and charge. So because he's got Onslaught on him. So I'm going to move him another 9 inches. Put him up there. Lovely stuff. Now let's fire some guns. Right, in the shooting phase, Tranafex with acid spray has already fired his Stinger Salvo out at these conscripts, killing 1 of them. Now I'm going to do the acid spray. It's 2d6 auto hits. That's 6 auto hits. At strength higher than, well,
toughness 3.
I think it's strength 7 right now.
So 2s.
4 wounds at AP -1, sir.
We've got 4 6-up saves.
Killing 3 more. So 4 in total from this squad have died. After that Tyrannofex, the only other thing that can reach out and touch is this Tyrannofex here with its Rupture Cannon, firing all the way in at the tank in the Talan colours right there, because it can not stand it because it's Talan. You stole that tank from the Talan people. Borrowed.
You've got to give it back. You can't kill it.
3 shots. So yeah, we lost it. We meant to give it back, but 3 shots. But it stays still, so it fires twice. It hits on 4s. Oh, I've also spent a command point, 2 command points on pathogenic slime. We'll see if that works. So 3 hits. That's perfectly statistically average. I am strength 10.
3s again.
And I'm going to command point that one as well. Damn it.
6-up saves.
2 6-up saves.
And that is the opposite of 2 6-up saves.
Your dice rolling so far. Right, it's D6 damage, but I get +1 to each of these rolls because of pathogenic slime. So that would be 7, 8, 9 damage. Now I've already spent a command point. So I'm gonna do this one again. I'm gonna command point that one again. Because how many damage is it? Is it 12? Damn it. The tank's got 3 structure points left, wounds left. It is on its bottom bracket, but I really wanted it dead. Okay, that's the end of my shooting phase. Now we're going to do a lot of charges. Yeah. I guess we're going to start off with Kevin eating the Overwatch from all of these conscripts. 46 shots came in. Kevin took a wound. Now he's charging. That's enough.
It's definitely enough.
And we end up like that. Now my Gene Stealers need to get in an 8-inch charge. Oh, they're angry.
They are really angry.
Right, coming around this side, I'm going to start off with the Gene Stealers. 13 are in combat. They have 4 attacks each. That's 52 attacks?
It is.
52 attacks, currently hitting on 3s and wounding on 3s with -1 rending claws. And there's 9 Cadians left. And then Kevin piles in. And the Swarmlord has 6 attacks. He hits on 2s. Everything hits. And he's strength 8 right now. So he's winning on 2s. And the 6s do mortal wounds in addition to any other damage.
So that's 2 dead already.
Plus 6 more wounds at AP -3.
So that's
3 damage.
8 dead.
Nice.
So there's 1 guy left.
Well, we say there's 1 guy left. Then he has a tail. Which misses? The tail misses.
Like I said, one guy left.
Kevin piles in. Do you want to fight back with your conscript?
I would love to fight back.
Try and take out a Gene Stealer.
With my one attack against the... oh, he hits!
He hits!
5 to wound. Oh.
Maybe for his brothers. I was hoping for him there. He could take one down. But that is the end of turn 1. I have made contact. I am right at the edge of the tomb of High Marshal Pellius. Of course, there is still a long, long way to go. 1 minute, that's not the end of turn 1. Morale test. Do you want to... minus 21.
Minus 29 for
No.
this guy. He's leadership 4, so he can't pass his morale.
Do you want to spend 2 command points then?
I don't think he's going to do enough to justify that, unfortunately. The other squad, the first squad of prisoners on the far side, lost 5 dudes. There was 25 in the squad, so the leadership 8 because of the commissar, and that's not great. So that's 11 minus 8 is 3 more.
So with some guardsmen, some conscripts breaking and running, put the barrier back, look, and the midshipmen running away after being slaughtered by Hive Fleet Kraken, and with the hive mind right at the edge of this tomb. It's now time for the brave defenders of Cadian to fire back. A blizzard of las rounds and hard rounds is going to slam into this Xenos scum. So let's go on to Cadians. Turn 1. Right, here we are after the Cadians movement phase. Staying still on this flank here, and you advanced the conscripts in the middle, right?
I did. The 2 units have advanced forward. Their plan is to form a screen between these 2 big rocks here, just to contain the Tyranid advance for another turn, to give the Cadian guns a chance to clear some of your lines.
So essentially the commissar there is ordering these guys forward and out of the ruins, and of course...
The officer gives the orders, the commissar is there to enforce that they do it.
Run towards the Xenos. Yeah. What, you want us to run in what direction, sir? This way.
So I can only issue an order from him.
Yeah, but 1 minute. The other stuff in the backfield generally stays still, right?
Yeah, Cadians don't generally move around a lot. They like to sit still and shoot, so the mortars have got range and position.
Yep.
The Taurox has, the Wyvern cowering at the back here has as well. And the 2 tanks protecting the flanks have got range and line of sight to what they need. And the 2 Onyx Guard squads, one repositioned slightly to bring the damaged Russ in range.
Okay.
The other one is holding its ground, just waiting for anything to come through this building.
Well, they have prepared positions. They lined up. They know what they're doing. You've jury-rigged, spent a command point on the tank to get its wounds back up to 4, so it's not on its lowest bracket.
Important. Hit on 4s instead of 5s.
Yeah, but now we're on to the orders phase, because this is the guard, son.
Yes.
So where are we starting?
So the important one is to order him. To order this squad here. To move. Which only goes off on a 4-up.
Because they're conscripts.
Because they're conscripts and they're not very clever. So it doesn't go off, so I'll spend a command point to re-roll that. Because
I imagine the command point is the commissar saying, he told you to move. And now they're moving.
And then I'll spend another command point to issue another order from him. Called Inspired Tactics, and we'll put it on that to give them move.
Right, okay.
Again, it only goes off on a 4-up. So again, I'll command point that.
The commissar's telling them to move. And they listen to the commissar.
So both those squads are now going to move again.
Brilliant. So with further encouragement from the commissar, the conscripts have been ordered forward up the table, forming a nice orderly screen. I like it. If they're going to die screaming the Emperor's name. Right, we have some more orders. Where do you want to go next, sir?
So this tank commander here is going to give himself Pound Them to Dust, which is re-roll random number of shots for his battle cannon.
Okay.
This chap here is going to give them re-roll 1s.
Shall we start off with that then?
He doesn't need to roll. It's automatic.
Right, yeah.
He gives them re-roll 1s.
Okay.
This guy here is going to give them re-roll to hit.
Yep.
And he'll give them re-roll 1s because they have moved.
Okay.
Okay. This guy is going to give...
Barker.
All 3 mortar teams, that's right. He's going to give them re-roll to hit.
Okay.
And on a 4-up, they'll also have re-roll to wounds of 1. So this squad here gets
nice.
It. Squad in the middle does not. And this squad on the flank does not.
Okay.
This tank commander will give himself re-roll 1s.
Yeah.
And this one on the very far flank here, you want to see him, is going to give himself re-roll random number of shots.
Okay. So long as you can remember all of that, let's go into the shooting phase. Opening up the shooting phase, the Wyvern firing up and over with its shatter shells into the Gene Stealers. 4d6 hits.
Yeah, a bit danger close this, but we'll give it a go. So that's 14 shots. We're rolling ones. It hasn't moved.
And there's a couple of ones. That's a healthy number of hits. Sort of. Maybe. Maybe not. Strength 4, toughness 4, winning on 4s.
And it does have reroll as well because of the Storm Shard Mortar.
Okay.
There are Winters.
So
6 saves,
6
no OP.
5 up lightning reflexes, and I make 3 of them, and then 5 up catalyst saves. Only 2 Gene Stealers fall, but there's a lot more firepower coming in.
An awful lot more.
And just spending 2 command points on what?
Overlapping fields of fire.
Yep.
So it gives everyone targeting this unit of Gene Stealers +1 to hit.
Nice.
So just add a bit more damage.
You really don't like them.
Well, they're quite scary. They just killed a lot of innocent men.
Innocent men.
So
It was lunch.
So this squad here with the grey stripes on the helmet are going to fire up and over.
Yep.
And they're the squad that has rerolls to hit. So they'll be hitting on 3s now, and they'll be wounding on 4s, re-rolling 1s.
Nice.
Okay. So this is 11 shots. It's hitting on 3s, re-rolling everything.
Because of Cadia.
Because of Cadia.
Brilliant.
Still bitter about it. And 4s, re-rolling 1s.
Right, that could have been better.
1, 2,
How many
3,
did you get?
4, 5, 6.
6. Right, interestingly, I am within an inch of a barricade there. So what happens is, models within an inch of a barricade from the point of view of the firing unit do get +1 to their armor save, even though that the fire is coming down from the sky. I think I'm going to need everything I can. So their 5 up becomes a 4 up. And then I have a catalyst save, which I don't need because I need all of my saves. Oh no. Then the second mortar team fired in on the Gene Stealers, causing 5 wounds, 4 up saves. And then catalyst. 2 Gene Stealers by it. Then the last squad fired in, raining fire down on the sky, only causing 2 wounds. You said my dice don't like you.
They don't know.
I hope that keeps up. 4 star saves and a 5 up catalyst. 1 more Gene Stealer dies. So this area of the battle grid has been filled with steel rain, but the Gene Stealers are still very much combat effective.
They are. The Sentinels, which are units of 1, are all going to fire that, so we've agreed to roll it all at once.
Yes.
They'd normally hit on 4s, but with the overlapping fields of fire, they are actually hitting on 3s, and they're re-rolling 1s as they haven't moved.
Okay.
Scout Sentinels that stand still.
Scout Sentinels stand still, at least in the Cadia list.
So
because you can put flamers, heavy flamers on these things.
Indeed, and I normally do, yeah. So they're multi-lasers. So these are strength 6, so 3s to wound you.
Okay.
And there you go, it's 4 saves.
Okay.
No HP.
I don't think I'm getting... I'm not within 1 inch of that barricade from any in this unit, so this will be 5s. And then catalyst. 2 more Gene Stealers die. 7 Gene Stealers have died so far, and then checking down and checking line of sight. The Lehman Rust that has been borrowed from the Talans has got line of sight in on the Gene Stealers. Are you putting all of the guns into them?
Yeah, so it's going to be 40 shots from the Punisher cannon, plus the heavy bolter.
Whoa.
And the plasma will overcharge and fire at these things.
Fire at the Ravenous?
Why not?
You can overcharge them.
Then they have more than 1 wound.
Yes. Shall we do that first?
Okay.
This should be fun.
Okay, so overcharging plasma. It's only 2 shots.
Okay.
This will be hitting on 4s, unless you've got any minuses. So 2 hits.
Okay.
Strength 8.
And that's 2 wounds, AP -3, 2 damage
Correct.
each. They have 3 wounds each. Don't get an armor save, so one of them just gets vaporized. So the Punisher firing twice because you stayed under half your movement thing, and you're re-rolling the hit because you're Cadian. Would be hitting on 4s, but hitting on 3s with overlapping field of fire with 20 dice. Yeah, many dice.
His tank order was re-roll 1s.
Okay,
so
all right.
He's not hitting everything.
Re-roll, that was 31 hits, so we're now wounding on 3s.
Behind a barrier though, so.
And only 10 wounds got through. And I have a 4 up save because that obstacle in front of me. And then I've got Catalyst. And 1. 1 Gene Stealer dies after an avalanche of 40 shots came in. Heavy bolter. This is going to do it. 3s to hit.
Now, It's not. This is hitting on 4s because only the turret weapon is immune to moving and firing heavily.
Okay, but you're hitting on 3s because of overlapping field of fire?
I normally hit on 4s. I'm -1 because I moved.
Right.
And then +1 for overlapping fields of fire.
Okay.
So I'm still looking for 4s on there.
Okay.
And this is wounding on 3s.
Okay.
So 1 wound at -1.
Okay, 5. I make it.
You love it. You guys love it, don't they? They really love
right
it.
now they do, but I tell you, to get turn 2, turn 3, they'll suddenly hate me. They'll change. They'll change like the weather. Okay, moving on with the shooting phase. So far, 8 Gene Stealers and a Ravener died. I'll not lie to you. I was expecting more dead by now.
So was I.
So we're going on to this Lehman Russ, tank commander, who's doing what and what?
His battle cannon,
Yes.
las cannon, and both his plasma, which will overcharge.
Right.
Do they need to overcharge? They've only got 8
They're
minutes.
-1 to hit.
So we'll put it into them.
Are you still overcharging?
Rerolls 1s.
Yeah, but 2s mean it's fine.
And Stormbolter
Confidence.
into them.
Okay, where are we starting?
So we'll start with the Stormbolter.
Yes.
It's just 2 shots because you're not in 12. And it's 1 hit.
Okay.
Sorry, that's 2
That's
hits.
2 hits because of the overlapping, yeah. So 1 wound.
1 wound.
5 up and a 5 up. Those Gene Stealers are resisting.
They
They're
love
disgusting and resilient, ignoring these wounds on a 5 up.
They are very nobly, aren't they?
Right, what are we doing?
Right, Battle Cannon next gets 2d6 shots.
Is that 3?
It is 3, but it does re-roll because of the tank order I get.
Yes.
So, still
Is that 3?
It is 3.
My dice hate you.
They do hate me.
Hitting on
3s.
-1.
So 4s, so nothing so far, and I re-roll the 1. 1 hit.
1 hit.
And strength 8 against toughness
7.
So 1 wound at -2.
Okay, groovy. 5 up save? No, D6 damage, D3 damage? How much
D3 damage on
Okay.
this.
3 damage, at least a good meaty wound got through. They've got 8 wounds to start with, so 1's down to 5 wounds left.
Yep.
Didn't you say a las cannon was going in against him as well?
Last cannon,
Misses.
which misses, and then 2 plasmas overcharging, which is 4 shots.
Nice.
Now this is overcharged, and it does reroll 1s.
And then we apply the modifier, and fortunately, none of them cook you.
Nope. 1 hit, 1 wound.
1 wound. I need a 6 to save this, or I'm going to take 2 more wounds. I take 2 more wounds. 3 shots with that battle cannon, even with the re-roll. Do you get that sinking feeling? Come on, for Cadia.
Yeah,
for Cadia.
Cadia!
What are we firing at next?
So the tank on the furthest flank
Yes.
is going to put its battle cannon and its las cannon at your big
Ooh.
gun bug here.
Into this one.
And it's going to overcharge its plasma guns and fire them at your big bug in the woods.
Okay, I have to tell you that it's -1 to hit him right now because I put the venom throat tail round to the...
That's fine.
Because it's a bit gamey.
Yeah, I can't hit on 3, so 4's makes a difference.
Okay, so we're firing at the rupture cannon T-Fex.
Yeah, so this is the battle cannon. And we'll re-roll the 1 because of the tank order. So we get 8 shots this time.
That's better than 3.
It is better than 3.
Better than 3. So what does he normally hit on?
He normally hits on 3s.
Okay.
So 4s, re-rolling 1s.
Oh, 1 hit the floor.
That was a 1.
That was a 1.
They will be re-rolls. Sorry, 2 will be re-rolls. So 3 hits. Toughness.
Yeah, 8.
4s to wound you. Not a sausage.
Really?
Nothing.
Really? Was there a lance cannon going into
There
him
is
as
a
well?
lance
For
cannon.
Cadia, come on.
Re-rolls 1s.
It hits.
And it wounds.
It wounds.
Strikes its
I need a
target.
6. I don't get a 6. It does D6 damage on the T-Fex. You get a 1.
I will spend a command point to try and mitigate some of this luck.
4. Okay, they start off with 14. It has 10 left. What was that, James?
I don't think we've ever had a shooting phase this bad. That'd be dead, that'd be dead, that'd be dead.
I was expecting a lot more blood and ichor across this battle grid right now. I'm beginning to feel it.
1 wound to 40 strength, 5 shots is a bit of a kick in the teeth. But we still have our plasmas from there. Maybe they'll do some damage against your big bug here.
Yes.
This is 2d3 shots, and I'll spend a command point to roll because I've plenty.
That didn't work.
No,
Still
it's not.
4 shots coming
4
in.
shots, and this normally hits on 3s.
Yep, no minuses.
And it rerolls 1s because it
Brilliant.
can move. So we hit 3 times, and strength 8.
Toughness 8.
So 4s, 1, and we'll spend 2 more command points then.
Yeah, because you can, because it's narrative.
Yeah,
so typically you couldn't spend more than 1 of those rerolls per phase, but in narrative you can keep spending them. And let's face it, you've got quite a few back there. Okay, so 3 of them get through. This will do 6 damage because it's overcooked, unless I make some 6s. I don't make any 6s. 6 damage off that Tyrannofex means it's down to 8 left. Tyrannofex means it's down to 8 wounds left. Right, the last vehicle left to fire is the Taurox.
Taurox Prime.
firing in at the Tranifex with the acid spray.
It's going to show the Leman Russes how it's done.
Yeah, the Scions, the elites.
So we've got 4 autocannon shots here. These would hit on 3s. No rerolls because it's not Cadian.
Okay.
And it's strength 7, so looking for 5s. 1 wound.
1 wound, at -1. I make the save.
Yeah,
is there a missile launcher on
there
that?
is 2 missiles.
Brilliant.
They both hit.
Nice.
They're strength 8. And we'll reroll the 1. Nope.
I need to make a 5 up because this is -2. I
Oh,
make
no.
the
Winters.
5 up. The luck of the dice gods is with me. Maybe the Canadians, where are you guys from? America, Canada,
It's difficult to
Cadia?
say. We're technically without a nation at the moment.
Yeah. Cadia stands. That's what you need to say. Cadia
Cadia
stands.
stands.
Is there any more shooting?
It's not on Cadia. We've got
It
some
must-
las cannons and some small arms from here.
Okay.
But it's
The las
pretty
cannons
normal.
could probably kill a Tranifex.
Yeah, the one at the top there is going to
Yeah.
have a go at the Tranifex.
On 8 wounds left.
Yes,
I will do
indeed.
that, and then we'll figure out where the other guns, whether they can reach out and touch someone in a second. But let's fire the last cannon in.
So it hits on 4s
Oh dear!
and it misses.
And then the small arms from this squad fired at the Raveners. A plasma went into the Gene Stealers. I made all my saves. And then we went on to this squad here, firing in its small arms at the Raveners. Did take 2 wounds off one of the Raveners. And the las cannon coming into the Tranifex. Please hit. He hits. Needs a 3 to wound. Wounds. And now all I need to do is fail a 6-up save because you should have killed some more. I failed the save. D6 damage. It's got 8 wounds to get through. That's 5. That's a healthy hit. Then we're going to rinse and repeat with this second squad here. So the las cannon's coming in at the T-Fex.
It is indeed, yeah.
And
It
you
misses.
missed. Did that? Because that squad moved, right?
It did,
So,
yeah, it did move. So then we've got the las guns
What,
going in
into
at the
the...
Raveners.
Yep.
These are rerolling 1s because the squad moved.
Okay. And then 5s to wound.
Correct.
You get a wound. I have a 5-up save, which I fail. One of the Raveners was on 1 wound left. He's dead. And then there was the plasma gun. Are you overcooking it?
Of course.
Okay.
And it misses.
Misses.
Yeah.
Right, the last thing left to fire apart from the pistols on the characters are these guys up here. And you're going to go into the Gene Stealers?
That's it. Try and thin the ranks
Okay.
before the tide hits
They
the wall.
don't have catalysts, so...
So these are just straight up hitting on 3s.
Yep. Because they're Scions. The elite showing how it's done.
And we need you on 4s.
Is they strength 4 hot shots?
They are.
Nice. 9 wounds got through, 9 5-up saves. Ooh, that was a healthy chunk. You take out 6 Gene Stealers. And there's 4 Gene Stealers left in that squad, and then the pistols from the characters lashed out at what they could hit and see and target, and no more of the Tyranids fall. In fact, that is the end of Cadia's first shooting phase. This Tranifex down here is on 3 wounds left. You killed a Ravener, you killed a chunk of Gene Stealers, but surprisingly you didn't kill a whole squad dead.
It's not enough.
That's not enough gun, my friend. The second wave of the Gene Stealers is about to crash into these lines. Clearly these Cadians are nervous. They are fighting for more than honour. They're fighting for more than that home line. This is the tomb of High Marshal Pellius. It must not fall to the Tyranid menace. And these guys are going to need to heat up their las guns, are going to need to rearm and reload and brace themselves for the charge, because we're about to go into Tyranids. Turn 2. Here we are after the Tyranid movement phase. The swarm moves forward, but the screen at the backfield is aware that there are some Valkyries overhead, dropping some Scions down into this battle grid. So I would rather I kept my Tyrannifex alive for 1 more turn, and this turn I didn't advance very much. The 2 other squads of Termagants are now in shooting range. We can see the surviving Gene Stealers are going to pounce in, and all of my Psychic Might will be in range. I've got my buffer of Venom Propes there, providing a -1 to hit everything around, so you probably want to target them, considering how your shooting phase is going so far. Both of the Tranifex is staying still, and Kevin has decided to come this way round the building. This Carnifex advanced, this Carnifex didn't advance. The reason for that is because I want to cast Onslaught on that Carnifex. No, 1 minute. Yeah, the one that didn't advance. I'm going to put Hive Commander on, so he can move 1 minute. Let me think again. Right, I'm now back in the room. The plan was to hive command one of them and onslaught the other, and I've realised just how far away I am now. So basically I need to hive command and onslaught one of them. So let's put onslaught on him, and I need a 6, and that's a pass. It means that he will be able to charge even though he advanced, and then in the shooting phase I'll put hive commander on him and move him up here. So Kevin isn't on his own. So there'll be a couple of big bugs smashing down into that line. And that was from the Broodlord. Now we're on to Kevin himself. He has Catalyst. This time he's going to be jealous and selfish and put it on himself. I need a 6. That fails. Command point. That passes. I've got 3 left. Right, James is trying to deny Catalyst because the Astropath is in range now. You need a 7 to deny. Oh, you deny it. So Kevin will not be protected. Now he's angry. Now he's going to smite the scout dude. That fails. I won't re-roll it. No, I won't re-roll it. Right, coming around here to the Neurothrope. So first up I am smiting. And that passes. And this will do D3 mortal wounds on this squad here for 3. And then they've got Psychic Scream. And that fails. Right, next we're on to my Neurothrope. 24-inch range Horrify. They're the most deadly thing in your army so far, these styles. So let's try and horrify them on a 6. That passes, so they'll be -1 to hit, so they'll shoot like normal guardsmen. And then he's going to smite. This is still a 5 because it's narrative. That passes. D3 more mortal wounds on the squad of conscripts for 1 more. Right, opening up the shooting phase. Hive Commander ability from the Swarmlord onto this Carnifex here, who moved and advanced, and he will be able to charge because I got Onslaught off of him. So Kevin will be protected as he goes nomming his way through there. Then we went on to this Tyrannifex here, which fired a Stinger Salvo off into this squad, killing one of the conscripts, putting the Rupture Cannon downtown 1 more time into the Talan painted tank, which should be in Cadian colours. But they stole it. Hitting on 4s. 5 hits. Strength 10. That many wounds at -3.
So 6 ups. No, that is quite the opposite.
It's got 4 wounds left, and the tank is dead. Does it go kablooey? It goes kablooey. My dice hate you. That
do.
Was a 6.
I'm going to command point that just to smite
it doesn't. It doesn't blow up. Right, now this squad of Termagants are firing into these conscripts here. I hit on 4s. That was 11 hits. I'm strength 4 versus toughness 3. And I reroll wound rolls of 1 because the squad is 20 or more models. And I don't get any 1s. So this number of 5s saves.
1.
6 guardsmen fall. Leaving only 5 in this squad here. Then the second squad of Termagants fired out on the larger squad. Took a couple of casualties away. Now I've only got a couple of things left in my army that can fire. This Tyrannifex being one of them. What I'm going to do, because there's only 5 in that squad, is I'm going to put the acid spray into them and the Stinger Salvo into the larger squad. My Tyrannifex stayed still, so I do fire all of its weapons twice. So the Stinger Salvo into the bigger squad, hitting on 4s. And that was pretty healthy. That was 5 hits. It's strength 5. And that's 5 wounds at -1, sir. So 5 6-up saves on your conscripts. 1 of them manages to dodge a bullet. 4 of them die.
This is the big squad.
Yes. So. And then the acid spray, 4d6 shots auto hitting the squad of 5. Many. 14 hits. Now because I've only got 3 wounds left, I'm only at strength 5. So I need 3s to wound. So that many wounds at 18 -1, each doing d3 damage, but you're a humble guardsman. Acid burns through them, and that squad is wiped out.
10. So
the second squad of conscripts get wiped out by their Tyrannifex, eaten through with acid. They die, screaming. Then we came over here to the Carnifexes firing in at Scout Sentinels, doing no damage whatsoever. And that is the end of my shooting phase. We're going to have many, many charges coming up now. The Swarm Lord, Kevin himself, and this Carnifex are going to go charging into all 3 of these Scout Sentinels here. We have Gene Stealers and Gene Stealers attacking this group, along with Ravenous. That'll probably be it. Hopefully I should tear my way through the second screen. And then, well, then the guns of Navarone will open up 1 more time and hopefully eat through some of the alien menace. So let's go on to the charge phase. Right, the charge phase is complete. The Carnifex has tied up these two here. He took a wound on their way in. Kevin, of course, dodged all of his bullets, but he lost a wound earlier on. 2 Gene Stealers in the squad died as they engaged the conscripts. These Gene Stealers engaged the conscripts, the Venom Thropes, the Brood Lord as well. These conscripts are not long for this world. And then I got a good charge in with my Raveners into the Commissar. So charges all the way across the line, but we're going to start down here. When Carnifexes complete a charge, they do a mortal wound on a 4-up. Let's pick that one there. That isn't a mortal wound. And this Screamer Killer has 4 attacks, +1 for 2 sets of monstrous scything talons. He hits on 3s. On the turn, he charges. And they reroll 1s to hit, so that is 3 hits. I am strength 6, your toughness? 5. So I wound on 3s. And that's 2 wounds at AP -3, 3 damage each.
So that's this sentinel here?
Yes.
Does it explode? Yes.
Oh no.
You take a mortal wound, as does that.
Right, 1 sentinel down, Carnifex taking a wound, that one taking a wound. Do you want to pay to interrupt anywhere?
No.
Or am I gonna... No. Okay, so Kevin, kill the sentinel, hitting on 2s. Good work, Kevin. That's too many dice. No, he's got 6 attacks. He's got 6 attacks. Yes, that's the correct number of dice. It's just so many dice. I got confused. It's strength 8. He wounds on 3s. And each of these is AP -3, 3 damage each.
So does he explode?
And 6s do.
Doesn't matter. He's gone.
That one's dead as well. And then Kevin will consolidate. Right, then Kevin consolidates 3 inches forward. Now, what I was thinking of doing is spending a command point on a Tyranid stratagem called Overrun, which is when you kill something in the fight phase, you can then move again. And then I could have tucked him round there, away from the terror that is that battle cannon aiming down at me. However, you can't do that if you're within 3 inches of an enemy model. So he can't do the Overrun thing, so he's a bit exposed. Never mind, I'm sure he'll be fine, even though I failed Catalyst. Because your shooting phase has been really bad.
It has been terrible. You've got nothing to fear.
Right, and now the Gene Stealers, the Brood Lord, the Venom Thropes are all going to try and chew through these conscripts here. Then there was lots of nomming that went on. Basically, the Gene Stealers, only the Gene Stealers have fought, and there are 2 guardsmen left in that squad because James taking away very carefully there, meaning that the Venom Thropes and the Brood Lord could not fight. So they've piled in and consolidated closer up the battle grid. The last thing left to fight is these Raveners against this Commissar here. So Raveners have 4 attacks each, but they've got 2 sets of monstrous scything talons, so they're up to 5 attacks each. They're hitting on 3s, and they're re-rolling 1s with those talons. Not that I needed it. I got 9 hits through. I am strength 4, your toughness
3.
Human.
Still a guardsman.
Increase to wound. That number of wounds, no AP though.
Well, I've got my 5-up save, which is unfortunately not enough to save me.
It's a Commissar only got 3 wounds.
I'm afraid he does only have 3
Really?
wounds.
I'd have thought that a Commissar should have more wounds than that.
Lord Commissars.
Lord Commissars do. So Ibrahim Gaunt would have been able to defend himself against that.
He would have tanked that, yeah.
Ibrahim Gaunt would have been able to hold the line and push these guys.
Yeah, he won this.
It'd be game over by now. Right, let's consolidate with the Raveners. And so the Raveners consolidate into the tomb. They're violating this sacred ground. This is sacrilegious. This must not stand. Then we did the attacks back with the 2 remaining conscripts here. They did put a wound on a Gene Stealer, but obviously I saved it. And then they ran away in the morale phase. And then over here, one of the scout sentinels tried kicking the Carnifex and didn't do any wounds to the Carnifex. And that is the end of turn 2 for the Tyranids. And the second line of the Cadians has completely collapsed. There's monsters on the right. There's Gene Stealers and Brood Lords and their psychic battering ram about to come down through the middle. I think I've cleared 60 or 80 plus infantrymen at this stage.
Just shy of 90, actually.
Whoa.
But cue dramatic music. The guard are coming back.
Nice. So let's go on to guard turn 2. Okay, here we are after the Cadians' movement phase in turn 2, and the Scions are in the battle grid. They have come parachuting down on this flank to try and chew through some of the infantry, some of the forward push that is making their way straight for the sanctuary. You thought about sticking them in here to reinforce the back?
I did, but I think I'm in danger of being overrun in the middle.
Yep.
So I've put them on the side to give you a second target, because you either push forward for the objective, leaving yourself vulnerable to being shot from there, or you go and engage them first, which buys my mortars another turn of shooting.
Yeah,
which I think might be important.
Yeah, if I don't engage them, they can swing round and start hitting my rear.
Mm-hmm.
But the mortars are going to be a problem as well.
Yeah.
So you still, assuming that you roll well this turn, you still have plenty of gun left. This Layman Russ is unengaged. Only one of the tanks fallen so far. That tank on that side is still unengaged, so still got plenty of big guns left. I think you've done the right thing dropping them in there. There's no point putting them up on the end, because it's all about defending the temple, the sanctuary, all about defending that statue there. So you have a psychic phase, which we forgot last turn.
Yeah, so I'm going to attempt to smite you. I only get 1d6 for it.
Oh.
And now I think about it, he's a psyker, isn't he, as well?
Yes.
So, I'll just,
and it's -1 to cast.
We'll cast Mental Fortitude on them, because it's a 2d6. I need a 4. So it goes off on an 8. It makes them fearless.
Let's try and... Yes, they're fearless.
Those 10 guys are fearless.
The guys that you pushed forward into the teeth one more
Correct.
time, selling these brave Cadians. Right. Shall we go on to the orders phase, the shooting phase?
Yes, of course. Orders is fine. So I'm going to give them reroll ones.
Reroll ones. Why did this scout send them and push forward?
He's pushed forward because I'm pretty confident we're going to kill them.
Confident.
Never give up. He's going to push forward, and I'm hoping if I can't get rid of them, I'll be able to pull back and block next turn again. But if not, he'd only have stood here anyway, and it just would have given you a chance to charge him and then consolidate round. So try to split him up.
So these guys reroll and hit rolls.
Reroll ones.
Yep.
Reroll random number of shots.
Yes.
I'm going to give reroll all shots.
Okay.
I'm going to give them forwards for the Emperor, which means they can fire even though they're advanced.
Nice.
And then here I've got reroll to hit on all 3, and then on 4 up they'll get reroll to wounds of 1. So
that works.
They get it. Middle squad.
That works.
They get it. And this far squad.
That's much better this time.
So now the anger of Cadian
will
fall in. Over here, the tank commander hiding on this flank on your left will be re-rolling random number of shots.
Okay. Does Scions have any orders?
Yes, they do. I'm going to give reroll ones. In fact, let's go for first rank fire, second rank fire on both.
Okay.
And spend a command point to give them reroll ones.
Nice.
So everyone is buffed up, everyone is ready to fight.
What could possibly go wrong?
We'll see.
Right, opening up the shooting phase. The Taurox Prime is
Yes.
picking on Kevin.
Yeah, he's going to Kevin, hitting on 3s.
Brilliant.
Wow, actually hit with you and winning you on 4s.
Yeah, toughness 7.
So 2 wounds at -1.
So I had my 4 up and buns, and I failed them both. And that's 4 damage off of Kevin. So Kevin's got 6 wounds left, and then the missile launcher comes in. Hit twice. Now you're rolling to wound. One of the wounds gets through.
Yep, and I will command point that too.
Yep, okay. 2 of the wounds get through. Brilliant stuff. 4 up and buns. I make 1. So D6 damage. 6 wounds left on Kevin. 5.
Oh,
He's
dear.
down to 1 wound left and staring down the barrel of a Layman Russ battle tank. Yep. What was that, James?
More damage than I did in the last turn.
It went quite well, didn't it? Nice. So where are we starting now?
We'll do this Lehman Russ first.
Yes.
He's going to put his Stormbolter into Kevin.
You're going to need more than that.
Do you reckon?
Oh,
He's got
yeah.
1 wound left.
No.
It's so tempting.
Kevin.
I'm so tempted
He
to leave
shall
it
not
as that.
bend.
So I'm going to put the Stormbolter into him.
Yes.
I'm going to put the Battle Cannon into this one.
Okay.
And the Plasma overcharging into that one. And the Las Cannon into Kevin as well.
And the last cannon into Kevin as well.
Yeah.
Splitting fire never goes wrong.
Never goes wrong.
So where are we starting?
We'll do the Battle Cannon into this chap first.
Number of shots.
And we roll that with the order to make it worse.
Oh,
so
dear.
7 shots. 3s, hitting, re-rolling 1s, because I haven't moved.
Okay, 6 hits get through. That's good. This is a strength 8 weapon, right?
Correct.
Toughness 7, so winning on 3s.
You have 4 saves at -2.
I failed 2 of them, so 2d6 damage.
D3.
D3. That's a
Yeah.
dead Khan effect.
That
They
is a
do
dead
not
Khan.
go nutty. He just explodes in a shower of alien filth. Right, next.
The Stormbolter at Kevin.
Yes.
So 3 hits. And no damage.
No wounds. The
And
last
then
cannon.
the last cannon at Kevin.
It
Hits him.
It wounds.
Really wounds him.
4 up and vulnerable save. Kevin stands firm. Cadia stands, but Kevin stands.
Plasma overcharging at this chap.
Yep.
4 shots.
4 shots. Oh, it's -1 to hit. Forgot about the other guy, but it doesn't matter. Let's do it on him. Rerolling the 1. Okay, so 3 hits get through. Wounding on 3s now because you're strength 8. And they're all -3. He's got 3 wounds left, so I need to make 2 6s to keep him alive. I make 1 6, but that's 4 damage. That can't affect 4s. That Layman Rust tank commander taking out 2 Screamer Killers. It's going better already. Where are we going next?
Feeling it now.
Feeling it now. Yeah.
So this squad here is going to fire its las guns into Kevin.
Yes.
It's
You're going to need more than las guns.
He's got 1 wound left.
It's Kevin.
I think he's going to be humiliated by this. The last cannon is going to fire all the way down there at the Tyranids.
Okay.
And the plasma will overcharge and fire those there.
I would fire the plasma into Kevin.
I've got another plan for him.
Hashtag
Should he
don't listen to
survive,
this. He will survive.
he will die.
So where do you want to start first?
We'll do the plasma.
Okay.
Nice and easy. 2 shots at, what are they called? Sorry, the
Raveners.
Raveners. Hitting on 4s, re-rolling because of the order I gave them.
Yes.
And this is overcharged, of course. Are you -1 to hit?
No, not at all.
One
Hitting
hit.
on a 2. That's a wound, and that's 2 damage. One of them is on 1 wound left.
The last cannon.
Yes, into the Tyranids.
Rolls
Misses.
to hit and misses again.
Misses and misses. And now many flashlights.
6, 8, 10, 11, 12.
12 flashlights are going to hit Kevin. 4s to hit then. And re-rolling everything because you're Cadian.
Canadian.
I keep saying
Probably
that.
just as well. Look at that.
Only 3 hits.
25% accuracy.
Well, it is Kevin. They're staring down the barrel of the Swarm Lord.
So he is toughness more than 6.
7, yes.
So big 6s. And he shrugs it off.
Of course he does.
He does not care.
He's Kevin.
Doesn't care.
Doesn't care.
General Barker here.
Oh,
Having a go with his bolt gun.
nice.
So I'm hitting on 3s and rolling 1s. And I'm wounding you on a 5.
His shot rings true. Can I make the save? I think he's got a 3-up save normally. Yes, he does. Okay, so Kevin managed. It's a good shot, by the way.
Other commander is going to attempt to do the same thing.
All right, okay.
He misses though.
Doesn't he re-roll everything because of
No,
Cadian?
because he didn't order himself.
Oh, all right, okay. Right, next up.
This squad here.
Yes.
Las cannon is going at the Tyranids.
Okay.
Plasma gun. All of these shots going at Kevin.
You're going to fire through the window into Kevin.
Why not?
I like it. So, any rapid firing going on?
No rapid fire.
Okay. Where are we starting?
We'll start with the plasma and we'll overcharge it just because they're going to die anyway if I don't. And it hits you.
Okay, wounds on a 3.
And that was a good decision because it wounds you.
4 up, invulnerable save. Kevin stands.
And then
Rolling to hit.
And then 6s.
6s. A lucky last shot gets through, look. 2 lucky last shots get through.
Do you die to las guns?
He will not die to las guns. He will die to las guns unless I spend a command point. Kevin lives.
You're just a bully.
And then the las cannon into the Tyranids, hitting on a 5, misses because it moved. All right, that's 2 of the shots. Squads firing. Right, now we come across to this flank to the Scions. So they're re-rolling hit rolls of 1 because of the order. One of them has killed a Gene Stealer so far, and now we're overcooking the plasma and trying to take out this Tyranids.
So 3 wounds left. I'm hitting on 3s, re-rolling 1s. And of course, there's 2 2s.
2 2s. Winning on 4s now.
That's 2 wounds though.
Okay. I need a 6 to keep it alive because it's only got 3 wounds. I make 1 6. The Tyranids is on 1 wound left. Next up, we're onto Scion Squad Beta, firing in at these Gene Stealers with 1st rank fire, 2nd rank fire. -1 to hit because of the Venom Throats.
So these are just straight up hitting on 4s. We have 7 hits, wounding you on 5s.
2 get through.
2 get through.
2 lightning reflex saves. I failed them both. There's only 1 Gene Stealer left in that squad now. Now on to Scion Squad Charlie. This squad here, firing into the Raveners with 1st rank fire, 2nd rank fire. No minuses to hit this time.
3s.
Nice.
These are strength 3. And your
Okay.
toughness
4.
I'm guessing. So 1, 2, 3, 4.
4 wounds.
Minus
Two more
two.
dice. -2. So he dies. 1 goes on. So 4 wounds.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I won't get a save. I know. I'm in the ruin thing, so I need 6s. I don't get any 6s. The Raveners are dead. From the Scions, we move further down the flank. Now, this Lehman Russ battle tank is overcharging its plasmas into this Tyrannofex with the acid spray, and then the battle cannon and the las cannon is going all the way downtown into the Tyrannofex with the Raptor cannon up here. Where are we starting first, sir?
Do the plasma.
Okay.
So we get 4 shots.
Brilliant.
These will be hitting you on 3s.
Okay, 3 hits.
And wounding you on 4s. So I wound you once.
At AP -3, I have 1 wound left. Can I make a 6? I can't make a 6. The Tyrannofex dies and doesn't go nutty when he dies and kills some of the little bugs in front of him. So 1 Tyrannofex down. Can you kill the other one?
So battle cannon
Ooh.
gets 11 shots.
He's warmed up his sights. Steel rain thumping into the side.
These will hit on 3s unless you're anything
That,
negative to hit.
no
Rolling
negatives.
the 1s. That's a
10
lot of
hits. Strength.
8.
Brilliant.
So
Okay.
we've got a lot of wounds there. You've got
That's
6 saves at -2.
I need 2 more dice. So 5s to keep him alive, maybe? I make 2. How much damage does that do each?
43.
Brilliant. Whoa.
That's 3, 6, 9, 10, 11.
11. That one had 10 wounds left. That tank commander has taken out 2 Tyrannofex in one shot. The one on the right flank taking out 2 Carnifexes says to the one over here, can you do any better? And yeah, he can. He takes out 2 monstrous weapon beasts in one salvo. Brilliant stuff. Right, those 2 tank commanders have completely changed the face of this battle grid. Now the Carnifexes are done, those Tyrannofexes are done. I've got lots and lots of infantry and a psychic battering ram up the middle. And Kevin looking a little bit exposed on the right flank. Could this be the time the tide turns for the Cadians? We're about to find out, because the Wyvern in the backfield is putting heavy bolters into Kevin, and then the Storm Shard is coming up and over into this squad of Gribblies here. And they're not -1 to hit because I'm too far away from the Venom Probes. So let's see how many shots you get in. Last time it wasn't very many. This time
it's a lot.
It's
18. So this is hitting you on 4s, re-rolling 1s because I haven't moved.
Nice. That Cadian doctrine, they know how to shoot. Strength 4, toughness 3, so wounding on 3s.
With re-rolls because of the Storm Shard mortar.
Nice. That's many wounds. 12 wounds get through, no negative AP, so 6s. And I keep 2 bugs alive.
Yep.
10 of them just explode. And it looks like this. Now let's see if the heavy bolter can kill Kevin.
So it's
Rolling
2 hits
ones.
with a re-roll. 3
Okay.
hits.
5s to wound.
5s to wound Kevin.
No wounds.
No
Kevin
wounds.
stands. Right, next up we go to this squad here who are called
Squad Delta.
Squad Delta with their hot shot volley guns.
Yeah.
2 of them are firing down into the damaged squad of Termagants because they can't see this other squad here. They're horrified. So on this squad, you're going to be hitting on 5s.
Correct.
On that squad, you're hitting on 4s.
Yep.
Where are we going first?
Do the 5s first.
Do the 5s.
This hits on 5s
Yep.
and re-rolling 1s. Not
Okay.
any. So we get 3 hits. These are strength 4.
One
One
wound.
One wound.
Okay, I'll take that away.
Thank you.
And then
The other-
4s on the other squad.
Yep. Re-rolling 1s. So
Okay.
there's quite
6
a lot of
hits.
there.
That was good.
3s. And there it is.
And this is AP minus something or other.
2.
So they kill 1 in one squad, 2 in another, and that's it. From this squad to the squad on the other shelf of the ruin, putting all of their small arms into the Gene Stealers. The las cannon, however, is going to flick out and try and kill Kevin finally.
Kevin the Stubborn. So this is hitting on 4s.
It hits.
And it wounds on a 3.
It wounds 4 up. Invulnerable save, or Kevin falls. Kevin lives.
Alive.
Then this squad only managed to kill 1 Gene Stealer after we resolved that. And I think the last thing left to fire is the mortar teams, right?
Yeah, I've got 9 mortars to fire.
Okay, 9 mortars. Starting with this squad here.
Yeah, they're firing straight at Kevin
Really?
to try and finish him off.
What's he ever done to you?
He killed a sentinel. So I've got a healthy 10 shots there.
10 shots, steel rain from the sky, hitting on
4s, re-rolling everything.
Because
I gave them the take aim order.
Yes.
That
didn't help.
However, they're winning you on 5s.
Strength 4, toughness 7.
Correct, and they are re-rolling 1s because
Okay.
of the second order they had.
One
So
wound.
One wound on
Sneaks
Kevin.
through to Kevin. He has a 3-up save. Kevin stands.
But they
Kevin
do have
stands.
their las guns.
Is there a couple of las guns?
They do. They have a las gun each. So
Okay.
we've got 3 las guns. All hit.
Nice.
However, I'm winning on 6s.
Kevin stands.
Next squad at him.
Are you going to put mortar after mortar after mortar into Kevin?
Yeah, I don't want him touching the tank. So 8 shots.
8 more shots. Okay. Hitting on 4s.
Yeah.
Re-rolling.
Everything.
Because of orders.
Kevin must die.
Kevin must live.
I'm winning on 5s.
This planet will break before Kevin does. 3-up save. Kevin.
Yay!
Command point reroll. Kevin lives. I've got 1 command point left. How annoying is
The
that?
last guns. You're rolling to hits. 3 hits.
3 hits. You need 6s now. The magic 6.
Come on.
Can you kill him with a
Deserve this.
flashlight?
Nope.
Nope. Nope. Are you going to drop the other mortar team into him?
I'm going to have to.
Not the bugs.
He's still alive.
You could leave him alone and do one of them. But I suppose if he does charge forward, he can stop that tank from shooting.
It might kill him in Overwatch. It's a
Maybe.
big choice. It's a big choice.
It is a big choice.
I think we'll go for the Steelers.
Yeah? A
Kevin-
unit of 3.
Yeah.
Then the last mortar squad, ordered to take out the Gene Stealers, leave 1 standing. And that is the end of your shooting phase. And what a shooting phase. This is what the Cadians should have done last turn. 2 Carnifex is dead, 2 Tyrannifex is dead, swarms killed throughout the middle. However, Kevin still stands. And now we're on to the charge phase, and you were thinking about doing something incredible.
Yeah.
Are you going to do this?
I think, given that it is a friendly game we're playing, I think it's probably in the spirit of Cadia. The tank commander is going to use the crush them stratagem,
Right.
and he's going to run Kevin over.
You're going to try and ram Kevin.
Because I think we have to. He's only strength 7 on the charge, but
Okay.
we'll
Let's
give
see
him a go.
if you make the charge. 7? You might be a bit too far away.
I am, so I'll spend a command point
Really?
to do all that.
6. The tank commander was ordered into the fight. Rev your engines, and he went, "Oh, sorry, boss. My foot slipped off the accelerator. I must have. I failed that charge there mysteriously."
Computer said no.
So I have no morale to take. However, I have just swarms and swarms of little bugs all over the place. Are you measuring up another charge?
I think I'm going to go for
Are you
it.
going to fix bayonets? Okay, let's see if you can get in with the other.
We need an 11 here.
A
And
1 and a 1.
That is another unit that
That's
says no.
another Snake eyes. They were like, "Oh, sorry, boss. We slipped on our shoelaces a bit." Anyway, that's the end of Cadian's turn 2. That was a good turn. It's going to be an uphill struggle for Hive Fleet Kraken now. However, almost everything I have, except for this little squad in the backfield, is kind of is in range now. Only the little squad in the backfield is kind of out of position. And we are getting closer and closer and closer to that objective. So let's go on to Tyranids. Turn 3. Here we are after Kraken's movement phase. The Termagants at the back advancing forward. And then this big blob just moved up. I did advance the 2 single squads of Gene Stealers, getting healthy rolls. And they're going to try and shut that unit down from shooting by charging in. Have to survive the Overwatch. And the Broodlord has to try and survive the Overwatch as he goes in there as well. He is -1 to hit, but it doesn't affect Overwatch. However, after he kills everything, he should be in range of the Venom Thropes, which will give him a -2 to hit, which is kind of nice. And I have to do something about the Scions. I can't leave them out here on this flank to harry me, to press my flank. So I figure the Venom Thropes, no, Zoanthropes, they can smite and scream and do their stuff and charge in, and then next turn potentially break out and make my way into the sanctuary. So lots and lots of pressure up the gut. This needs to hurt. The Kraken got hurt very much last turn. Now I need to hurt back. Meanwhile, Kevin sees a tank in front of him. He may have only 1 wound left, but he's going after that Lehman Russ battle tank. While we're on Kevin, let's start off with him. Let's do Catalyst on himself. I've got 1 command point left. I really don't want to spend it on a perils. I'd like to keep it in my hand for saving his invulnerable save. So, Catalyst, that passes. Would you like to try and deny it? You need an 8.
Yeah,
Last time you did.
We'll give it a go.
Okay. What did you get? There's a 6.
7, and I will re-roll the 1.
Okay.
For the command point.
Oh, you deny Kevin his Catalyst.
Yeah.
You're down to 3 command points
The
left.
only way I can hurt Kevin is to deny him, apparently.
Alright. Let's smite that tank. That fails. Oh, Kevin's got a bit of a headache after you shut down his psychic stuff. Interesting. Right, across to this Broodlord. He's going to smite that squad right in front of him. That's a super smite. That's 11. D6 mortal wounds for 1.
Commander.
Is it?
Yeah.
I did 1 wound on the commander. Just 1. Then the Neurothrope is going to smite. That passes. I can re-roll the 1 anyway. So that passes. And that does 2 more mortal wounds on the commander.
Oh, he's gone there.
Does he?
It's only a platoon.
Okay. And then he's going to horrify this squad because they've got heavy 4 guns that shoot a very long way. And it seemed to work last time. So let's horrify those Scions up there. And I can re-roll 1s. They're horrified 1 more time. Then across to the Zoanthropes. Now, we can smite. It's still a 5 because this is narrative. That passes. D3 plus 3 mortal wounds. For 5 mortal wounds.
That is the middle squad.
Leaving a Scion-shaped hole there. That was brutal. And now Psychic Scream, which passes. D3 mortal wounds on this squad. For 1 mortal wound on them. Right, let's shoot some guns. The Termagant squad is going to shoot in at the squad of Scions here. I need 4s to hit. And that was only 2 hits. I need 3s to wound because it is strength 4 weaponry. 2 wounds, 2 4-up saves. I killed 2 of them. From the shots that went into the Scions, these guys, the Termagants that were in range, there was only 7, fired into this squad of infantrymen here, killing a couple. Now the Venom Thropes are going to lash out with their toxic lashes. They're Assault 2 weapons at 6-inch range. Only the front 2 can fire in. They hit on 4s with these things and only get 1 hit. And it's Strength User, which is Strength 4. And that's a wound, but you are in a ruin, which you make the save. Interestingly enough, their attacks do D3 damage. Not this time, however. I think that's the end of my shooting phase. The Broodlord doesn't have any shots. Kevin doesn't have any shots. So now we need to do some charges. So let's charge in with the Broodlord versus this squad here. Do you want to fire your las cannon point blank into his face?
Okay, so we're going to go for the las cannon, hitting on a lucky 6. And
No.
that's a miss.
And then we'll do all the other shots.
Overcharging the plasma.
Oh, okay.
Do you want to see this?
Yes.
Missed twice.
Right, and then we'll do the lasgun shells. No wounds came in through the Broodlord there. Well, a couple, but I saved them. Then I rolled the charge. Then I rolled the 11, which suddenly makes things very interesting. Because he's infantry, he can go through ruins, and I've charged in this way, which means I've locked up the second squad as well, so they can't fire Overwatch in at these Gene Stealers. And the Gene Stealers make it into close combat. Interesting stuff. Obviously, the Broodlord will only be able to attack this squad, but that was a very lucky roll. Talking about lucky rolls, Kevin is going to charge the Lehman Russ. Now, you told me beforehand there's a stratagem, so you're going to hit on 5s.
Yes, it's called Defensive Gunners. Cost me 1 of my 3 remaining command points.
Can you still do that Cadian re-roll things in the
That's
Overwatch
only the
phase?
shooting phase.
Is it?
And the battle
Okay.
cannon only fires once as well, rather than twice in the Overwatch.
Okay.
So it's going to get 2 shots,
Okay.
which will hit you on 5s.
1
so I
hit.
hit you once.
Oh dear.
And it wounds you once.
Okay, I need a 4-up and running also. Oh dear. Last command point. Kevin lives.
The Stormbolter
No command points left.
hits you once.
Yes.
And doesn't wound you.
Few.
2 plasma guns, cannons even.
2
2
shots.
shots.
2 hits.
2 hits.
1 wound. I need
Toughness,
a 4-up.
Your toughness 8.
I've toughness 7.
That's 2 wound. Sorry, 1 wound.
Yeah.
You are correct.
I need a 4-up invulnerable save with my psychic barrier, or Kevin, let's face it, who has been a boss,
Yeah, it's been amazing.
will fall. Please, dice gods. What did I get? I got a 1. No.
Yeah,
No.
victory for Cadia.
He will be back. So it turns out he only took out a scout sentinel though.
He did, but he took a lot of mortar fire, which would have cleared a lot of your incoming infantry here.
He did have a big red target on his chest, which meant that you shot pretty much everything at him.
He did take a lot.
Okay. These zoanthropes need to charge in now, and what I'm going to do is just declare them as a target of a charge. I'm going to roll the charge distance now. We'll do the overwatch in a second. So that's 5, because what I want to try and do is slingshot them in. We'll see what happens after we do the overwatch. Right, so no damage done to overwatch, and I've put the zoanthropes this way. This means that when I select them to charge, they'll pile in 3 inches to the closest enemy unit. And these guys will be able to pile in that way. And they won't be able to hit them because I didn't declare them as a target of a charge, but it will shut down both of the squads. However, aware that you probably want to try and tear down a couple of Gene Stealers first. I think the Broodlord can take it from this squad, so I'm going to select one of the Gene Stealers to fight this infantry squad first.
I do want to heroically intervene here.
Okay. What a boss. Is that Barker?
No, Barker's over here cowering, but
he's not cowering.
His protege will have a go at you.
Okay, the second in command. Right, let's do one of these Gene Stealers because these are separate squads. Let's do the one closest to the Broodlord. He will hit on 2s because there's a Broodlord nearby. And he will wound on 3s. And that's 3 wounds at -1.
So I've got 3 6-ups. I'll make one.
Make one.
Damage 1.
Damage 1. Only 2 of them die. Do you want to pay to interrupt and try and fight that other Gene Stealer? No? Okay.
Turn.
Let's crack on with the other one. 2s and 3s. You don't get a save against the 6, but you do get a 6-up save against the 3.
Okay.
So 1 6-up save. Okay, 2 more die. So 4 guardsmen fall, and then we're on to the Broodlord hitting this squad of infantrymen. He has 6 attacks, and he hits on 2s. No ability to reroll, but everything hit. He is strength 5 at AP -3, so every one of these that gets through will kill an infantryman, and he rerolls all failed wounds. So that's 6 in that squad. Just get nommed. 1 guardsman left there. Now let's activate the zoanthropes, let's pile them in. And they end up like this, shutting down the second squad of Scions from shooting. There are 2 in range of this squad and 2 within range of one who's within range of an inch. So 4 attacks. They hit on 4s. They're not very good. 1 hit. They are strength 4. No wounds. See, they're not very good. They didn't do any damage whatsoever. That's the end of my assault phase. We get to fight back everywhere.
Yeah, so I'm going to start with the orange infantry unit here by putting, that's 3, 4, 5, 6 against him.
Okay.
And 2 against him.
6 attacks.
Yeah, 2 basic plus a chainsword.
I like it. Okay.
So he's very choppy, but he only hits on 4s. So he hits you twice, and he is only strength 3 because he's a mere mortal. So he doesn't wound you.
No, and then 1 on the Broodlord?
Sorry, there's a plasma gun there as well. So
2 on the
those 3 will go against the Gene Stealer. Okay. 1 of them hits you.
Yep.
And it doesn't wound you.
Okay.
Commander. 4 attacks. Hits you 3 times. He is strength 3 or toughness 5.
Against the Broodlord.
1 wound.
Any AP on that?
No.
The Broodlord is a 4-up save, which he fails. You do take a wound off the Broodlord. Is the Astropath engaged in combat?
He is, yeah.
What a foolish mortal.
He's got 1 attack that will hit you on a 5.
He hasn't got a force weapon, has he?
He has got a teleport staff. He does nothing.
It doesn't hit.
And the Scion's over there.
Right, we're piled in with the 2 Scion squads. We're doing it all at the same time because they're hitting the same unit. What do they hit on?
4s.
Okay. They're pretty choppy.
They are really angry, aren't
still
they?
strength 3 versus toughness 4 though. This is the hard part.
2 wounds.
2 wounds, 2 3-up invulnerable saves. And I fail one of them. 1 of the zoanthropes takes a wound. Right, that's the end of my assault phase. That's the end of the guard punching back. We're on to the morale. What are we looking at where?
Well, he's leadership 7. They lost 1, so they can't fail.
Yep.
They're leadership 6 because the sergeant copped it.
Okay.
They lost 2, so they can fail.
Oh dear.
Yes, that's not great.
So that's
2 more legate.
So only 1 is left alive there.
He's still fearless from the psychic power I put on him.
Nice.
And this squad over here, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 left. So you've killed 4.
D6
plus
plus 4.
9 models, sorry, because one's the las cannon.
Okay.
So that's 3.
So 6 plus 4 is 10. And their leadership is normally 7?
Yeah, so 3 more run off.
Okay. Don't you have to apply it to the las cannon guy because he's already taken a wound?
I don't know. Is that how it works?
We think that applies in the shooting and the fight phase, that you have to apply models or wounds to models that are already wounded, and maybe not in the morale phase. However, you're happy to take him away anyway.
Yeah, it's one las cannon here on 5s. It's not a problem.
Okay.
So we'll just do that.
And that's the end of my turn 3. Now, I am right next to the tomb of High Marshal Pellius. I'm about to defile this holy place with a Broodlord and 2 Gene Stealers. And my Broodlord, by getting that glorious charge, got me out of range of the Venom Thropes that I wanted to keep him safe. But he still is -1 to hit, so he might be able to tank it a little bit. And, let's face it, I've cleared away 2 full squads of infantry all of a sudden. Defending the tomb, we have a swarm of mortars and the Scions, and the Scion Prime. What is it called? Torx Prime.
Torx Prime, yeah.
We have the mortar. We have the tanks on the right and left flank. So you still have a fair amount of firepower. The Scions have been shut down from shooting. And you only have a wall of little Gribblies to defend, because let's not forget, a hero of the Hive Fleet has died this turn. And his name was Kevin, but don't worry. We have the power to rebuild him. Let's go on to guard turn 3. Here we are after the Cadians movement phase. The Scions falling back out of combat here, and the Layman Russ had to beat backwards with his reverse lights on, because looking through the corner of that building, because of the angles, he couldn't actually see down into my main blob here. So he's not going to be re-rolling his hit rolls this turn, and the infantrymen fell out of combat in the middle next to the statue. And that's it for movement.
Yeah.
Cadians bringing their weapons to bear. So,
I do have a psychic power to do.
Yes.
I'm going to smite your Broodlord.
Okay.
You get 1 dice for it.
Yep.
And that is not a smite.
That is definitely not a smite. Do we know what we want to do with the orders?
Yeah, as before, we're going to give them reroll 1s.
Yep.
Reroll random number of shots.
Yep.
Get back in the fight.
Okay.
Get back in the fight. Reroll to hit, and then on 4 up, they'll also have rerolls of 1. So this one,
nice.
This one here, and this one on the end. Just the 2.
Just the 2.
He'll give himself reroll random number of shots.
Right.
And he will give orders to these 2 squads to get back in the fight, so they can shoot.
Right, yeah. So get back in the fight is shooting when they fall back. Something, a brilliant guard order that they can do. I like it. So shooting phase. Shooting. Where are we going to shoot with first?
I think we're going to shoot this little squad here.
Right. When they fall back, do they have a minuses to hit like Ultramarines?
Nope.
Are you saying Guardsmen are better than Ultramarines?
I'm not saying that. I wouldn't want to upset your audience, but yeah.
It's crazy that they can fall back and fire without a negative to hit. So I like it though.
We've got a frag grenade,
okay,
which is going to go into him along with the las gun.
Yep.
And the plasma will overcharge and hit. Oh no, he's a character. I can't target him.
You've got to kill the Gene Stealers
so
first.
For this guy.
Okay.
In which case we won't overcharge because there's no point.
Okay.
Right, so the frag grenade is going to hit you, well, 4 times.
4 times, yeah. 3 hits.
3 hits.
Strength 3.
3.
1 wound.
Strength, it's not a wound, your strength.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, you need toughness. Strength 3 versus toughness 4. You need a 5 to wound.
Las gun misses.
Okay.
And then the plasma gun, rapid firing the other one, hits you once.
doesn't wound. So they fell back from the Gene Stealers, firing in random directions as they did so, and failed to hit their mark. Right, interesting.
Command here, we'll rapid fire this one with his bolt gun.
Okay.
Hits twice.
It's a bolt gun, so 4s.
2 wounds on him as well.
Into that lone Gene Stealer, 5 up save, and he falls. 1 Gene Stealer down. Now General Barker falling in, unholsters his weapon.
And he hits you twice.
Nice.
And he wounds you once.
Can the Gene Stealer dodge? No, it cannot. That leaves the Broodlord exposed. So the Torx Prime is firing everything into him. Remember, -1 to hit, chameleonic mutation. He's blurring into the background. Where are we starting?
The auto cannons, which
yes.
now hit on 4s because of your skin.
Okay.
So they hit you 3 times. They have strength 7. That's 3 wounds.
All right, okay. 3, 5 up invulnerable saves. I make 2 of them. He takes 2 damage. He's on 3 left before a missile launcher winds up and hits him twice. Wounds on 3s because I'm toughness 5. Wounds twice. 3 wounds left. 5 up and buns. I fail both of them. 2d6 damage on that missile launcher. And that's a dead Broodlord. Broodlord down, Genestealers down. That's the elite shock troops of Hive Fleet Kraken wiped out. Now we're targeting the Venom Thropes with the what now?
The Wyvern is going to shoot up and over and start pounding that gap.
Okay.
As you approach.
Okay.
So it's 4d6 shots. So that's 14 on 5s and re-rolling 1s.
Okay, 5s to hit, re-rolling 1s.
So
And it's strength 4 versus toughness 4. I only have a 5-up save though.
6 hits, wounding on 4s with re-rolls to everything. And that is 6 wounds.
6 wounds, 5-up saves. 1 of them dies.
Heavy bolter.
Yep.
2 hits.
Yep.
2 wounds.
2 wounds.
-1.
-1. Now, Venom Thropes only have a 5-up save, so I need 6s. And I make 1 of them. They have 3 wounds each, so 1 of them is down to 2 wounds. 1 minute, what was that? And now the what?
The shelling. The shelling, the million mortars.
Where are the mortars going?
This grey squad, which
Yeah.
has rerolls to hit and rerolls 1 to wound, are going to target them as well.
Okay, this could be painful. Number of shots.
That is
Many.
15. Hitting you on 5s
Yes.
because of your negatives. So we take the 4s out
Reroll a hit.
and
then
reroll
apply.
everything else. Look at all those 6s there.
That was good. Target acquired. These dice available from deploymentzone.tv, merchandise page.
Wounding you on 4s, rerolling 1s, of which there is none. But that is a lot of damage.
How much was that?
2, 4, 6, 7 wounds.
7 wounds. 7 5-up saves. The Venom Thropes have been wiped out.
Oh dear.
Then after the Venom Thropes got lit up by the mortars, the remaining 2 squads of infantrymen, mortars, fired up and over into the Zone Thropes, managing to kill 1 of them. They're 3 up and vulnerable save, holding firm for most of that firepower. So that's the mortars spoken. Now we're up to this horrified squad up here, which are picking on... Big squad or little squad?
The big squad.
Bigger squad.
I can't see the little squad.
Okay.
I'm rerolling 1s because of the order I gave them, but I'm hitting 4s instead of 3s. And this will wound you on 3s.
Yep.
1, 2, 3, 4.
And it's AP minus something.
2, I believe.
2. So 4 of them die. Yeah, the hot shot volley guns are AP minus 2, so 4 of them die. Then we're across to this tank commander that rudely took out Kevin last time. Now, because of the line of sight blocking, the only thing that he can target at is the Zone Thropes.
Yep.
So you're firing everything down here. What are we doing first?
Battle Cannon.
Nice.
With its reroll random number of shots. And I'll be greedy.
That's
and
good.
get rewarded for being
10
greedy.
shots. I like it.
So we'll be hitting on 3s, rerolling 1s, because he's still not moved. And these are strength 8, your toughness 4, so
Yep.
the 2s to wound. So that's 6 saves.
Wounds. 6 3 up and buns. I make them all.
You love it.
Surprisingly enough. Okay.
2 plasma cannons, overcharging. Get 2 shots. They both hit.
No,
They both wound.
both wound. 2 3 up and buns. I make both of them as well.
The last cannon misses.
Okay. So that happened.
That did happen, and that's probably justice.
We have this squad up here who have yet to fire, and the tank on this side that reversed. Apart from that, I don't think we have any more guns. So where are we going next?
Tank commander's just going to try and light up the Zone Thropes. Same
Okay.
again.
Okay.
So battle cannon. We'll re-roll that. He's got 8 shots. Now his battle cannon hits on 3s. It's not re-rolling 1s because it did move.
Yep.
And he's a strength 8, so you've got 5 saves.
5 saves. 3 up and buns. I fail 1. D3 damage. Kills a Zone Thrope. They're 3 wounds each. That's nice. Next.
2 plasma cannons, overcharging.
I can see why you take these plasma cannons now.
I think they're quite good.
Yeah.
Now, I have moved,
Yep.
so I'm -1 to hit you, so I'll be overcharging on 2s. I'm getting on 4s. No rerolls, so that's 2 damage to me and 2
Right.
hits to you. That's 2 wounds to you.
2 3 up and buns. I make both of them. Last cannon.
Misses.
Now we have this last squad plunging fire.
Yeah, we'll put the small arms into this squad here.
Okay.
And the las cannon, if it can see them, will go for the zoanthropes.
Yeah, I think it can. He's right on the edge of the building.
So the las cannon,
yes,
hits on A4. Nope. Plasma gun hits on A4. And then we've got 7 las guns.
So las cannon and plasma gun missing. However, the las guns flashing in brightly managed to wound just once and kill a little gribbly. Good shot, guardsman. Right, then we found more guns. The scions that fell back managed to fire in at the zoanthropes, and they didn't get through their warp siphon, warp field, 3+ invulnerable save either. In fact, one of them died when his plasma coil blew up in his face, and that is the end of the shooting phase for the Cadians, the Broodlord, the Gene Stealers. Lots of stuff have died. In fact, when we look across the battle grid, I've only got a couple of units left. Lots of Termagants, my Warlord, the Neurothrope, and these zoanthropes over here. I don't have any morale test to take because Synapse is still a thing.
There is going to be a cheeky charge.
There's going to be a charge.
Sentinel is going to attempt to charge this unit at the back here.
Is he?
Because actually quite a lot of them can see you, but I'm hoping he'll be able to charge and then tie up both units.
Brilliant.
Even though you can fall back and charge next turn, it will shut down your shooting at least.
But it does stop me. I can fall back and charge, but I can't fall back, advance, and then charge. I can't fall back and advance. Mm-hmm. And yeah, you're right, I can't fall back and shoot. So do you want to roll the charge distance? Then we'll do the Overwatch in a second. That's enough. 6. It's enough to engage one unit and the other, and we will do the Overwatch. Then the Sentinel came charging in. No damage on Overwatch, no damage in the assault phase from either side, and that is the end of the Canadians. Cadians turn 3. They have repelled borders. They have pushed Hive Fleet Kraken out of the sanctuary of High Marshal Pellius. There's some way to go for me. Some way to go. I think I need to try and do something about those mortars, but I don't know if I can get in there. Interesting stuff. And these tanks, it looks like these tanks are going to remain untouched for the rest of the battle grid. But it's not over yet. The hive mind knows no fear. 1 minute, that's another faction. Let's go to Tyranids, turn 4. Here we are after the Tyranids movement phase. This squad of Termagants falling back out of combat, but up the table. That squad just fell back as well, so it can't advance. And the squad in the middle did advance because I need to put some shots into the mortar team. The zoanthropes advancing as well. There's one up here, and what you can do with zoanthropes is you can pick a model and say I'm smiting from that one. So I'm going to be smiting from this one, which means it'll hit this squad up here, and I need a 5. And that's a 6. You can try and deny this, because this will do 2d3 damage.
That's fine, yeah.
That's fine, okay. 2d3 damage, because the unit has more than 3 models. That's 4 mortal wounds on this squad here. Then I'll Psychic Scream them, and that passes for another 2 mortal wounds. Then the Neurothrope will horrify that squad there. That had the dice next to it. I need a 6. They're horrified unless you want to... You do want to swap that one. Yeah. You do. You stop the horrifying. But now I'm going to smite. And that passes for 2 mortal wounds. We've got to work out who's closest to the Neurothrope. There was an infantryman stood there, so his brain was boiled. And that's the end of my psychic phase. Now, both of these squads of Termagants fell back, so they can't shoot. So it's just this squad of 8 Termagants firing in at the closest mortar squad. Their assault weapons, I'm hitting on 5s because I advanced, and only 1 hit gets through and does wound. +1, you make the save because you are in the ruins. That is the end of my shooting phase. And is there any charges I can do? Right, in the charge phase, small unit decided to charge the Sentinel. We're not hurting each other at all. We've done the attacks. The idea is that the ones at the back are now a bit closer forward, and you can't fall back and shoot me. And that's the end of everything. I thought about charging these zoanthropes in, but I need to keep the screen in front of my Neurothrope. Right, morale test. You lost 6 or 7
I did lose 6 from there, and I'm leadership 7. So that is the squad running.
Is it?
Yeah.
That's the squad with the lance cannon gone. And that's the end of my turn 4. And now all I have to do is withstand a firepower of this magnitude for 1 more turn and take this holy place. Let's go on to Cadians, turn 4. And here we are, after the end of Cadian's turn 5. We ran through that phase. Both of the squads of little bugs that were left here got mortared and destroyed, and then all the other guns went into the neurothropes, leaving two zoanthropes left and my neurothrope. And you kept this guy locked up in combat, and they just smacked each other and didn't do any damage to each other. Now that's the end of Cadian's turn 4, and at this point I have to say that this is the way the world ends, because if we went into turn 5, I could push up the table and onto the statue. But are these guys troops?
The troops are down here. So
there's troops down there that can score it automatically. Plus you can easily outnumber me next to the statue just by surrounding it in turn 5 and win. And then in your turn anyway, it's highly unlikely that these 3 models will be left alive. And even if one of them's alive, you'll outnumber me. And then when we went to turn 6, again, you'll outnumber me. So simply not enough bodies left for Hive Fleet Kraken to take the shrine of High Marshal Pellius. So at the end of turn 5, it is a victory for the Cadians.
Yay, Acadia stands.
Acadia stands. Crispin's tomb stands. The Hive Fleet Kraken swarming this place have been dealt a grievous blow. I have to say, I do like your list. Those mortars do work in Acadian list, don't they?
They do a lot of work if you can keep them protected, but the minute something gets into base with those or the tanks, the whole thing falls apart.
You're right, I guess, as soon as you could shut down the tanks if you had some really fast units to get in there. I did have some really fast units.
Kevin nearly did it.
He was
so close to touching that tank. But unfortunately he got blown out of the sky just at the last second.
That's all he wants to do, charge forward and touch tanks, hug them, be friends with them with his many arms. Even though he did only kill a scout sentinel, I was pleased with his performance for New Model Syndrome. I'll tell you what, I'm very pleased with these zoanthropes as well. They're a bit gamey, aren't they, with their 3-up and vulnerable save, based on a game where your AP goes up or down depending on modifiers, depending on the guns and things like that. Having a save which can't be nerfed, just a 3-up and vun.
Very, very good.
They're a bit tough.
The linchpin of your army, actually. And, I didn't want to shoot at them because they'd shrug it off, and they did for many turns. Particularly with the -1 that you had going on there caused a lot of problems.
Well, once you mortared the little bugs here, you unloaded everything else, the Taurox, the tanks, everything else that could hit these guys, and they lost 3 more models.
Yeah.
So, they can take it. They are tough. But in the end, it is a victory for the brave Imperial Guardsmen. Couple of shout outs. This battle map brought to you by GameMat.eu. These terrain pieces brought to you by GameMat.eu. James brought to you by, where's your thing? KR?
My little shop that I play at is called War Games Workshop, which is in Milton Keynes. So check them out on Facebook, and I think they're on the internet. They've got a website. But they sell lots of different 40k, lots of other gaming systems as well.
Where's that again?
It's called War Games Workshop, and that's at the Kingston Centre in Milton Keynes.
Nice. And you do tournaments there and leagues there and...
Yeah, that's right. So I help run a gaming group called the Outriders MK.
That's the one.
We run 6 one-day tournaments throughout the year, and we also run leagues. So if you're local, check us out on Facebook, come down and say hello.
Outriders MK.
Yeah, the Outriders is as in the detachment.
Yes.
MK from Milton Keynes.
Brilliant stuff. So thank you so much for coming down. It's the first time I've met a Warhammer hero. Someone who went out of his way, above and beyond, to honour the memory of a lost friend there. So my condolences. And now that tournament, that army, that White Scars army is at club. Everyone uses it?
Yeah, at War Games Workshop we have a glass cabinet with the owner's armies in it, and in the top right corner there is a White Scars bike army, which was Tom's, which I donated to the club. A few people have added to that as well.
Nice.
It's for everyone to use in the hobbies. If you want to come down and use the White Scars, by all means, if you're a new player or if you want to use them for a tournament at the club, that's absolutely fine. They're there for everyone to use and enjoy, and that's how we honour his memory.
Nice. And you say it's getting quite beefy now, that White Scars list. It's won a few tournaments or something.
It won a league, and
nice.
It's been used in a few different tournaments. It generally gets used for a lot of introductory games because White Scars are kind of cool.
Yeah.
But they get a lot of attention and a lot of love, as they should.
Good.
They're a relic of our club.
Good. So it's a fantastic way to honour a fallen brother there. Well done. I like it. Thank you everyone for listening, and happy War Games.